It is recording. We are live and in color. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Go back to the beginning. All right. Well, then, woo, that was awesome. Technical difficulties, way to handle them. So, it's the, what's the old saying? The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. So anyway, you guys, let's get started here. For those of you watching the recording, you missed all the excitement of our technical difficulties. We were rocking out to a new song. And yeah, so big July just behind us. The things went absolutely bananas. It was crazy on Friday. I was on the phone with Ken Porter during the shopping show going, Ken, the app blew up. He's like, I know. He goes, we had something like 5,000 people on the app at the same time. And he said they've now doubled the amount of servers that they're utilizing to host the shopping. So it's called Good Problems. We really crushed it in July. I was talking to Ken. I mean, the growth that this company is seeing, it's just out of control. It's unbelievable, unprecedented, and I want all of us on this call to get a big piece of it. So we're kicking off the new month, and I thought it was important to really focus this week's call on goal setting. I was looking through my notes from my 1989 and 1990 training manual, and one of the things that jumped out at me was a man without a goal is like a ship without a rudder. It really is important that you know where you're going. Today, we had quite a few chats going on with people asking all the standard new people questions. How do I get people to join? What do I say if someone says this and so forth? And what happens is people respond to certainty. Okay, it's all about certainty and confidence. So the purpose of calls like this is to elevate that within you. So when you're talking to prospects, one of you has to have more certainty, and the person who has the more certainty wins. And when the dust settles, there's only two things. There's excuses and there's results. And in this industry, we often say you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both. So when the dust settles, everything's an excuse. And all you want to do is focus on your goals and let's make some money. And in the process, let's have some fun. So we're going to talk a lot tonight about having fun. Some of you are brand new to this industry. Whenever a good company like Savvy comes along with something new and unique that's not embarrassing to talk about, something really cool like Lululemon quality clothes at lower prices, we get a lot of people that have never been in the MLM industry before joining us. And one of the most fun things about this industry is all the great friendships that you make and all the great trips that you get to take and so forth. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's just jump right into it and let's set some goals. So what I'd like to encourage everyone, and I know there's a lot of new people because I think this team, and by the way, a round of applause, this team last month brought on over 430 people into the business. So there's just our team alone, there's over 430 new people have joined us this past month. Now, what I'd like to encourage every single one of you to do is to become a leader and to give you some incentive to become a leader. And I'm going to go over here in just a second what the qualification is for leader. But speaking of that fun that this business is all about, I've scheduled a team retreat for our team. Everyone is invited to qualify to attend. All you have to do to qualify is become a leader. And it's going to be from September 17th to September 20th up in Park City, Utah and Salt Lake City, Utah. We're probably going to stay in Park City, Utah, and then go down to the corporate office in Salt Lake City. So the agenda is going to look something like this. Get up to Salt Lake City on Thursday the 17th. We'll have a welcome reception on Thursday night. You'll get a chance to meet all these people that during the dreaded COVID-19 quarantine, we've only met on Zoom. Some of us are going to have our first hugs, our first high fives, our first chance to get to know each other as real 3D or 4D or whatever it is human beings. And then on Friday, we're going to head down to the home office for a home office tour. We're going to get to see where it all happens at the home office. I've arranged with Jen Ashby for her to give us a tour of the home office, and then we're going to be the studio audience in the Savvy Home Shopping Network Friday edition. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's at events like this where your vision becomes crystal clear, where your certainty increases, where your belief increases, where your feeling of being a part of a team really starts to gel. So I want you guys all to make it a goal to be be here in Park City. Then on Friday night, I'm sure we'll do something fun. Saturday, we're going to go on a hike in the beautiful Utah mountains, and we're going to do yoga with the beautiful Whitney Fenton. She's an amazing yoga teacher, by the way. And then we are going to have dinner with the Savvy Corporate Executive team. I'm not exactly sure which all ones are going to be there, but I know one of the members of the board is going to be there and a couple of others as well. So it's going to be an awesome weekend. Going to be a party. You're going to learn a lot. We'll get a chance to spend some one-on-one time with the people that you're about to hear from on this call. All your upline executives will be doing some training and so forth. So yeah, so Park City, mark your calendar, September 17th to 20th. So what do you have to do to become a leader? All of the various goals that the company lays out for us in the compensation plan, you see the document here in front of us on the screen. This compensation plan, by the way, is changing, not too dramatically, but just note that it is changing here in the coming weeks. My guess is September 1st. But it's going to be, the essence of it is going to be the same. And so I'm going to go over some of the basics of the compensation plan to help you reach your goal this month of attaining the leader level and being able to come onto this trip. So how do you become a leader? It's real simple. First, there's in the compensation plan document, it goes over the various qualifications to become whatever the various ranks are. So on all the ranks, you have to be active. So to be active, the easiest way to be active is to be on Wear and Share and do 50 in CV of volume, and then you're qualified. You can do that through a Wear and Share order, so you never have to think about it, which is a great deal. You get the share codes and all that good stuff. Or you can just place a personal order for around $100 retail, 50 CV, and then remember to do that once a month before the end of the month, and you're qualified. Or you can do it with customers. If you have customers, people who are not distributors, and you have customer volume of 50 CV, you're also qualified. So that's step one. Step two, to be a leader, you have to have 2 reps personally sponsored. So so basically that's pretty straightforward. You get 2 reps personally sponsored, and you are on your way to leader. Then you have to have a total volume of $2,500. Now that volume is a combination of your personal volume, your retail volume, pack volume, volume that happens underneath your people, their people, and their people, and their people's people's people. So it's basically your total volume in your organization. There is one caveat at all the levels of compensation, and that is that a maximum of 60% in this case can only come from one leg. And the reason for that is if you sponsor one superstar and that's all you ever do, you won't be able to rise to the top and maximize the comp plan. You will get paid on that superstar, but in order to get paid more, you're going to have to do, as we call in the industry, go wide. So in this case, you have to have 2,500 in total volume and a max of 60% from one leg, which is $1,500 can come from one leg. So let's say you sponsored someone and they did a $1,000 pack, which is $500 in volume, and then they got 2 other people to qualify with a $1,000 pack. That would be $1,500 in volume from that leg. If you sponsored another person with a $1,000 pack and they got 1 person, that would be another 1,000. So you basically need 2 people who do a little something. A total of $5,000 packs would do it. So 5 people total, and you're qualified as a leader. So for many, that's a big, ambitious goal, but it's certainly not undoable. You're going to hear here in just a second from some people who did a lot more than that. And by the way, when you hit leader, in addition to the regular compensation plan, you get a $250 rank advancement bonus. So that's your goal for the month. If you're brand new, I want you to shoot for this and meet us in Park City for the home office tour and so forth, and join us on that fun event. After that, another big goal in our comp plan is the executive level. And I figured I'd touch on this just to further explain the comp plan and also to outline what it is that some people that you're going to hear from, what they accomplished this month. You know, we talk about having to do 2,500. I know one of the people on this call did like 7,000 on the last day of the month. So if you set your mind to it, it's amazing what you can accomplish. So being an executive, same thing, 50 PV to be qualified. You have to have personally sponsored 8 people. By the way, I think that's one of the things that's going to change with the new comp plan. They're going to make it easier, less numbers of people and so forth. But as it sits, it's not that terribly difficult. But I think one of the things they're going to do is ease some of these restrictions to make it even easier on the personally sponsored and the number of legs. But for now, it's 8 personally sponsored. I think I did that in my first 24 hours in the business. So I know it can be done. $20,000 in total volume. So again, that's all your volume altogether, but a simple way to look at becoming an executive is if you have 40 people in the course of a month that join your team with $1,000 pack. And a max of 40% can come from one leg. So that's 8,000. So a good example would be if you had 8,000 from Team Cliff, 8,000 from Team Whitney, and 4,000 from your other teams combined. That might be, for example, how it would break down if I were to have qualified as executive last month. And then you earn a $2,000 rank advancement bonus when you become executive. So what I want to do now is recognize some of the executives on the team. I'm going to do it I think I'm going to do it in the order that they became executive. Again, this is a real new team, a real new company in pre-launch, and we got some great leaders on the team. So the first person that hit executive, this lady's amazing. As I get to know her better, she is someone who Robert Radnoti brought into the business, not my personal enrollment, but she is on the team, and she came out and just set the pace. I don't believe that she's ever done network marketing before. She's a lawyer by background, a very successful lawyer. I have spoken to some other people in Indianapolis and say that she's one of the most well-respected and feared divorce lawyers in all of Indiana, but she's very, very nice. So don't be afraid to give a warm welcome to the lovely and talented executive, Kenna Hollingsworth. Kenna, with that long-winded introduction, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how excited you are to be executive and what's going on in Indiana.
Well, that's the nicest introduction ever. I'm so excited to be here. Yeah, I've been working all day. So I'm a lawyer by day and kind of savvy in the midst. And my plan is within about 6 months to just have to be savvy only. I get kind of annoyed when my clients interrupt my savvy doings during the day. But I'm having so much fun. You're right. I've never done this before. I've been approached many times and I've gotten involved in terms of products with other things, but I have never ever tried to do something like this. I probably wouldn't have if it weren't such an easy concept. And so for me, it was just so easy. I didn't have to feel like I had to know, if this will make your face break out or if this will make you throw up or get, whatever. I didn't want to be in that predicament. I wouldn't have tried it if it wasn't something so easy. I didn't really care about the clothes. I just thought I'll give it a shot, and I got the clothes and they were amazing. And I thought this might be easier than I thought, but I kind of like you, I reached out to a few people. I was blown away by how many people were interested, were hungry for something, were looking for something new, or were looking for an additional income stream. And that for me was 100% why I did it. I committed to finding another income stream this year. And when Robert mentioned it to me, I was like, if Robert's doing it, he's amazing. So why not give it a shot? And I feel like the people who've signed up with me have definitely felt that same way. Well, if Kenna's doing it, then maybe it's worth giving it a shot. And everybody's been just so happy. I feel like I have lawyers and doctors on my team, and I have stay-at-home moms and people. I have a woman who is who's now saved up enough money for her own divorce that I'll probably do for free because I'm so happy for her. But yeah, she's, it's just people, it's changing lives. It's doing something so simple. And I'm not sure, I have just an enormous amount of respect for those of us or those of you who have done this for a long time. It's kind of a gut-wrenching business at times, kind of a microcosm of the world, I think. But yeah, for me, I think it wouldn't have been, I wouldn't have tried it if it wasn't something so easy, so simple, so intuitive. And people love it. Everybody's in leggings. So it's just like to me, it's a perfect storm of like amazing opportunity. And like our upline, you guys, I don't know if you know these folks, but like legends in our industry here, like that are like personal coaches. I feel like from a personal development standpoint, I could not afford their coaching, but I get it for free. So it's just an amazing opportunity. I'm having a blast. And for all the attorneys that made fun of me the first month that I mentioned, like, I'm going to give this a shot, I'm making more than most of them now in Savvy not to mention my regular job. So, you know.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that you've joined us, and you're sure killing it. And thank you for doing that and being the first to blaze the trail and become an executive, and keep up the good work. And
Y'all are awesome. Thank you.
let's jump on to the next one. We got to bang through a few of these. Whitney Fenton, just Miss Fun and Personality. I thought this was a fitting picture for her. She was one of the first people that I thought of. She's a yoga teacher. She's just the epitome of who you look for, the kind of person that everybody loves and just says yes, very much like Kenna. You know, there are certain people who can just make this look easy because of the person that they are going into this business. All the work is done before you join Savvy. So Whitney, share a few words, and really congratulations on hitting executive.
Woo! Thanks for that intro. I'm blushing a little. Anyways, really, just have a lot of fun with this. Like, I'm having so much fun. I've done network marketing in the past, and I was doing everything I was supposed to do, or so I thought, and I just never really launched. And this one just feels so natural and so fun. And, you know, my team is growing too, which is so much fun, which I've never really seen in this business before. So like success, but for myself is fucking awesome. But with my team, it's like that extra level of just like, hell yes, I finally found the right fit, like the right fit in the clothes, the right fit in the company. And it's just a lot of fun. And keep it fun, keep it light. This is simple, don't overthink it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, but just make it fun, because that's what it is. It's freaking shopping, and we get paid to shop and look cute at the very, core of it all. So woo, woo! Thanks, Matt.
Hey, thanks, Whitney. Yep, we all love getting paid to look cute. That's why I've been crushing it. And so yeah, it's so fun to see your pictures that you post and your yoga classes that you offer for free to people in the park, and they're all coming and wearing their clothes and just making it look easy and having fun. That's what it's all about. Speaking of that, let's look at this guy, Robert Radnoti, sitting there in his Savvy Men's shirt. You'll see him pictured with the American flag behind him at his beautiful home in Malibu. Robert is such a successful business person and just an amazing guy, big time, well known in the Tony Robbins world, as they call him the love button guy. He's always sharing the love. He just got his credential as a hypnotherapist, as a matter of fact, and he does a 6 p.m. Pacific. After this call, he does a weekly hypnotherapy section, which is amazing because I think he normally charges like $200 a session. So he does a group Zoom hypnotherapy session. He's going to put the link for that if anyone's interested in getting hypnotized into becoming an executive like he did this month. Jump on his call. Again, he'll put the link in the chat. But I just can't say enough nice things about Robert. My wife and I spent the weekend at his house in Malibu last weekend. He's absolutely crushing it. Everyone loves him. He just reaches out. He can meet a stranger on the beach, and next thing you know, they're signed up in Savvy. So Robert, say hello and really accept our sincere congratulations on becoming an executive this month. Great work. Robert, unmute.
There we go. As you can see, I only have one shirt. I wear it pretty much every day now. I signed up because I got to know Matt and Cliff over the last year plus. Matt and I, we got to do a car rally in Europe and went on a Croatia cruise and hung out in Belize. And pretty much they just told me, just do it. And I said, okay. But I had no idea what I was doing. And the one thing I wanted to do was be coachable. And Matt has coached me, Cliff has coached me. Just listen to these superstars, because this is really personal development with an opportunity attached. And it has helped me so much. And I'm pretty much into the Tony Robbins world, but I've learned things from Matt and Cliff that have really been instrumental in signing up a lot of people. So just listen to what they've got to say and you'll be successful. And then just have fun. Open up your boxes and show your clothes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I love your opening the box videos. And yeah, I mean, you just epitomize that, having fun. It's just such a, just be the kind of person you want to attract. I mean, you're just all about the fun and loving, and it's just something to watch you just, again, another person, not a network marketer by background, coach, a chemical engineer at Exxon, coach at Pepperdine, unprecedented track record of success in everything that you've done. And this is the kind of person you want to sponsor. Network marketing, they say, is a speedboat for winners, not a life raft for losers. And Robert is a great example of the kind of winner that's jumping into this speedboat. So Thanks, Robert. We just love working with you. Let's go on to another person. It's a real love fest here, gang, but it's exciting to see all these rank advancements, and I can't wait to be acknowledging you guys. Jen Perga kind of comes from the other side of the spectrum. She's a well-known figure in the network marketing space. I knew of her from a previous company. Here she is in a beautiful blue dress, just rocking a microphone on stage in a previous company. And she's one of the smart network marketers to join this company, and she's bringing in some real killers. And this company's going to $1 billion, and that's going to be because of attracting this kind of talent. So Jen, congrats. Your push, watching you this last couple days of the month was just impressive to watch, and you really know how to build to a goal. So thank you and congratulations, and please say a few words.
Well, all I know is I love all of you guys, and it's you know, truly this team's been inspiring to all of you guys, or all of us here. Thank you to each of your stories, because last week we talked about stories making a decision, and it was a decision. I looked at the points and I'm like, okay, we either do it or we don't do it. And if I don't do it, I will regret it for the next month. And so it was one of those things where I was like, I sat in one place in my house and I did not stop calling people and putting them in until the clock stopped. And so I just want you guys to know, if you put some in this month and then you need to do it again next month, it is a decision. And every single one of you will be here. You just got to make the extra phone call, the extra text message. People told me no. I think they're silly and stupid to say no to this opportunity. And so to me, it's a matter of they'll kick themselves or they'll join you later, but you don't have time to wait around. So don't sit on your eggs and hope they're going to hatch. You got to go keep finding new chickens and new people that are going to keep coming. So make a decision. Let's all kill it this month. Go to Leader, you guys. We want every one of you to be, we want Matt Morrow to be the #1 team in the entire company. We want this team, you guys, to be the #1 team in the company. Why not you? Like, do it afraid, do it fun, have fun, and just have a good time. So Matt, thanks for having me. So glad to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds.
And thanks to Cliff for telling me about it. Thank you, Cliff. I absolutely love you. You're the most humble dude who's like legendary in this industry. And when he texted me about yoga pants, I was like, a Bitcoin guy who's like super successful is going to talk about yoga pants. And Cliff, you are just the best. So thank you.
I agree, and thank you. Yeah, so that's a great segue to our next. I'm going to have Cliff say a little bit longer talk. You know, this is a guy who's a best-selling author. He's someone who wasn't looking. I dripped on him. It was a masterful recruiting job. It took a couple of weeks, but you know, your best friends always end up joining you. And Cliff, again, he's written the book on network marketing. It's available on Amazon. It's called Social Marketing. If you haven't read it, I highly encourage you to read Cliff's book. You know, keep in mind, Cliff's done this entire thing trapped in Colombia. He's been unable, probably unwilling, to leave the country, just sitting at his apartment in Colombia overlooking the beautiful mountains of Medellin. He's built this entire business on Facebook and the phone. Incredible. You know, when I look at those requirements for the comp plan, and you can only have so much coming from one leg, if there wasn't for that rule, it would all come from Cliff. You know, he's already 80% of my business and just an absolute legend, and he hasn't even gotten on the gas yet. So Cliff, you made advanced executive, real close to senior executive. You'll probably hit that this month. I would say certainly you'll hit this month and become a founder, and making it look easy like always. So Cliff's going to share a few of his insights on building a business. So I now give you the great and powerful and brand new advanced executive, Mr. Cliff Braun.
Oh God, Matt makes me sound so good. I can't wait to meet me. So much pressure now to do a good job. It was more fun when you're new and you suck, and you know, anything you say is fine. Yeah, I've been doing network marketing for a long time. And when Matt first texted me about this, I wasn't looking to do anything. But my girlfriend was looking at Lululemon leggings, and they were like $150, and these were cheaper, but it was the same quality and same style. So I was like, well, cool, I'll make my friend Matt happy and I'll buy my girlfriend some leggings. And then me and Matt, you know, we're friends and we're always looking for a way to spend time together. So I think initially I wasn't looking at it as a business. I just said, okay, cool, I can make my friend Matt happy. We'll get to hang out a little bit more, and I'll get my girlfriend some cool leggings. And then what happened was I was like, okay, I'm in, I might as well text a few people. So I got really lucky. I text Robert, I text Jen, and I text my friend John in Newport Beach that owns a stem cell company. And all of its clients are rich, hot, divorced moms with too much money and a lot of free time. So I got Robert in Malibu, I got Jen in Yorba Linda, and I got John, like the Mac Daddy player in Newport Beach with the penthouse and the Rolls Royce. And so those were my first three. And then John brought Carlos, who's a total badass, and he brought the sisters. And so here's kind of how it happened for me was I brought in a few people that really got serious with it and took off. And it was kind of like more like them motivating me, you know, seeing Robert do so well and seeing Jen do so well and seeing Carlos do so well got me excited. And I think, you know, 90% of recruiting is timing. It was the beginning of quarantine, and Columbia, where I am now, takes quarantine like to a whole new level. It was just in the news. I think we're going to have the world's longest quarantine. So I was sitting at home and kind of bored. I just buy and sell Bitcoin from home. And so I thought like, okay. So then when they got excited, I got excited. I started texting more people. Long story longer, I think it's like just over 1,000 people in 90 days. And so I can tell you this, in my 24-year career in network marketing as a distributor and owning network marketing companies, I've never seen duplication happen like this. It's just so intuitive. Apparently, women like to shop and talk. Who knew, right? And so it's just growing like a weed. And it's the first time in my network marketing career that I haven't been responsible for like every sale for the first 500 people. Normally, it's me doing every meeting, me doing every training, me doing just everything. And in this company, it's the exact opposite. God bless Robert Radnoti in Malibu and Jen Perga and Carlos and too many people to mention, but they're just kicking butt with it. So Matt asked me to put together like maybe a few training tips. And so here's what I've got for you. If you've got a pen and paper, right, here it is. There's about a half a dozen things in any business that's going to make the difference. You know, a half a dozen things makes 80% of the difference in a relationship, in a business, and taking care of your house and anything. So I put together a short list of what I think are the half a dozen things that'll make a really big difference in your business, no matter where in the world you are. So number one is what I call A to Z. You know how Grant Cardone is known for 10X, you know, just work 10 times harder. Oh, that's smart. Well, this is my really smart one of the 6 here. Number one, A to Z. Just go to your Facebook Messenger and literally, I text every single person from A to Z. And I think what happens is sometimes we have a tendency to just go slow. I don't know why, but you put in one person a month. You know, you put in 12 people over a year, one person a month. Each person feels kind of lost, alone, and scared. But if you took, you know, the same amount of effort and put all 12 people into 1 month, it creates this energy and this kind of fear of loss and this momentum. And so I would say collapse time frames and take the work that you would normally put in a year and put it into a month. And so it's so simple. It's like it's easy to do, but I think the danger is that it's easy not to do. And so all you got to do is go A to Z, talk to every single person. You just never know who's going to do it. Number two, I think the key ingredients to success in this industry and in life is certainty. You know, when you're kind of wishy-washy, nobody wants to follow someone who's trying to do something. People want to follow someone who's doing something. And there's an old saying in network marketing that I never agreed with called fake it till you make it. It just feels so inauthentic. I don't think you can fake it, right? But what you have to do is you have to hang around people like Jen, hang around people like Kenna, hang around people like Robert or Matt, and you kind of borrow their confidence until you develop your own. Because I know even for me, in the beginning, when I was talking to Matt on the phone about Savvy, or I would hear him talk to somebody else about Savvy, he was like, we're going to be $1 billion company. We're doing this, we're doing that. And I'm just like, yeah, we're doing that. We're totally doing that. And I hear Matt, and even me, a 24-year veteran who's made millions in the industry, I'm sitting there listening to Matt, and I'm like, yeah, totally, we got this. And so you got to kind of like hang out with the people to get that energy and that excitement. Life is so boring if you're like, hey, do you want to go out with me? Nobody wants to go out with a guy like that. So, you know, you got to develop a little bit of a backbone, not just in this business, but I think to be successful in general in life. And that's something that this industry has really taught me. So that's number two, 0 doubt, 0 doubt, 0 doubt. Every time you doubt, you're cutting off a chunk of your dream. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. So number three, and this is a good one, don't be attached to the result. I think a lot of times when we talk to people and they're not interested, we get so bummed out and we get weird, and you're like chasing a sinking ship. You know, when somebody says no, my list is so big, before they can finish saying no, I'm already saying next. Not in a cold, callous way, but just like, cool, you don't want to do it? There's so many people out there that want to do this. I think the people that you're looking for are looking for you. You just got to go out there and talk to enough people. So don't be attached to the result. And really, that's something that I learned from Matt probably like 10 years ago. I remember him talking to somebody and they weren't that interested, and his posture remained the same, even though that person wasn't interested. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. And I really learned that from Matt. He probably doesn't even know, something like 10 years ago. So don't be attached to the result. Don't chase a sinking ship. Okay, number 4, talk to everybody, because the people that you think will do it won't do it, and vice versa. It's so funny how that works. And probably everybody at home is going, yeah, oh my God, that's so true. Like all of my best friends who I totally thought would do it, didn't do it. And then some people that I thought like, oh, for sure they wouldn't do it. Like Ken is an attorney. She's beautiful. She's making a ton of money. She's never going to do this. And she's all in. You know, you look at like Jen Perga, you know, she wouldn't want to do this. You know, Robert, Next Door Neighbors with Sting and Matthew Perry. God, I'm so jealous. You know, he wouldn't want to do this. I mean, he was like at the top of my list, head track coach at Pepperdine University for like out of 15 years. Next Door Neighbors with Sting and Cher and Matthew Perry. And he saw Adam Sandler running on the beach the other day and pitched him on Savvy. God, that's so cool. And so I got really lucky. Like all of those, they say recruit up, and I really recruited up. You know, I tried to get people that were better than me. And luckily for me, Savvy's so cool. More people say yes than no. Number 5 is do more. And that sounds pretty obvious, but here's the thing. The less you do, the more you think. The more you think, the more you doubt. 87% of your self-talk is negative. So what happens to most people is they join the business and then they're so scared to talk to people that they just kind of sit at home. And the less you do, the more you think, the more you doubt. So I think the secret to my success, wasn't that like a Michael Keaton movie or some actor along, The Secret to My Success? You know who I'm talking about, Michael, whatever, the guy that got Parkinson's. Anyway, I digress. The secret to my success was really staying so busy, failing and going through awkward moments and a little bit of succeeding that I never had time to worry or doubt myself. I just always stayed busy. And if you guys do that, you know, confidence comes from experience, and experience comes from practice. And who can practice? The answer is anybody can practice. So people are always like, how do I get more confidence? You know, how do I be like, you know, Kenna, or how do I be like Robert? Well, you know what? They've just done it so many times. They've got the confidence. Confidence comes from practice, and anybody can decide to practice more. You've got to be humble enough and hungry enough to go through the awkward, embarrassing moments, because we've all had them, where you talk to somebody and they have a question and you don't have the answer and you just feel so dumb. That's going to happen. But if you're humble enough and hungry enough to go through the awkward moments and go through it quickly, then you'll make it. So even though that sounds like a simple one, do more is an important one. And then here's number 6. For those of you guys that are already in the business and you're kind of going through people, I remember in the beginning, not in this company, but in previous companies, I felt like, oh God, dude, my team is like the bad news bears. I mean, I've just got the worst of the worst, like people that joined and had to, you know, I don't know, borrow money from their loser friend who was selling drugs or something. Like I just had the worst team. And it was so frustrating. And here's my advice. In a deck of cards, I think there's 54 cards. Matt plays poker, so he would know. And I think there's 2 jokers and then 52 regular cards. And when you get in this business, it's almost like you're drawing cards. And it's like the first person you sign up is like a 2, and then a 3, and then a 5. And you're just like so miserable. And then you pull a joker. It seems like there's like so many jokers in a deck, not just 2. But you keep pulling cards and it's so depressing. But remember, there's like 4 aces in every deck. And so you've got to go out there and you've got to talk to enough people to find the aces. I was talking to somebody recently, and I can't remember her name, but she was like a really cool person. She's like, you know, I was so excited about this, but like, I'm just not sure it's aligned with what I'm doing right now or whatever. And really, it's just that if you talk to a few people and you don't get aces soon enough, you get discouraged. And so don't say, oh, this isn't in line with my, I don't know, chakra or whatever. It's none of that. It's, you just got to keep flipping cards. I swear to God, this business can be taught and it can be learned like math or history or English or science. It doesn't take a magic personality. I've seen shy people make it. I've seen outgoing people make it. I've seen tall people make it, short people, fat people, skinny people. I swear the first company I was in, this one Chinese kid blew up and everybody was hunting Chinese people for like 6 months. They're like, we got to find Chinese people. It doesn't matter. All that matters is if you talk to enough people, then you're going to find some aces. This truly is a business of sorting. Amateurs convince and professionals sort. And if you get out there and you talk to enough people, the coolest part about this business is you totally have control over whether or not you succeed based on the number of people you talk to. And I think that's what I really like. Network marketing is the average person's best chance. And we don't have to go out there and, sell shakes or diet powder. Yeah, the shake, it tastes like cake. I mean, there's so many products out there that are, I see some people laughing. So many products out there that are difficult to sell. The last thing I would say before I hand it back over to our amazing MC and host and my really good friend, Matt Morrow, is that I think like maybe 2 out of 10 people are normally interested in some kind of home-based opportunity, but because Savvy is so cool, I think like 6 or 7 out of 10 people are probably interested. Still takes a little work and a little finesse and a little follow-up. But when I think about like anytime I go to a Tony Robbins seminar, everybody's wearing Patagonia or Lululemon. When I'm sitting in business class, everybody's wearing Patagonia or Lululemon. I mean, it just seems like people want to be cool and people want to be comfortable and people want to be sexy. And I don't think that fad is going away anytime soon. So what I see, and I say this all the time, is a year from now, we're all at Disneyland. We're wearing super comfortable Savvy clothes. We're having a blast. We're at Disneyland in Paris having croissants with Mickey Mouse. And we've all got, $20,000 a week checks and we're just all savvied out. So that's my vision. That's what's happening. We're going to help a bunch of single moms. We're going to help a bunch of moms. We're going to help a bunch of non-moms. I love what Robert said on that last call. Everybody's like, I'm a single mom of 3. Robert's like, I'm a mom of none, but I really like Savvy. So anyway, that's my tips for you guys. Love everybody. And thank God for Matt, getting me to do this when I didn't want to. It's been a huge blessing and a ton of fun. And I was really sitting at home bored doing nothing. So thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Cliff. That's awesome. Hey, there's a lot of gold in there. Follow Cliff on social media. Be sure to get his book. And speaking of the social media, gang, your attitude determines your altitude. That was one of the quotes I had there at the beginning. And it just one of my personal things I really want us to work on as a team. When I see that 30 people have viewed a post and 12 people like it, I just don't ever want to see that again. Every single post that you see from anybody on this team in any of the groups, like it, comment on it. Something I think of every time I see a new person welcome to the group, I think of Kenna. Here's Kenna, probably one of the biggest attorneys in Indianapolis, someone who's pretty much famous and extraordinarily busy, successful already in her own right, doing this business on a very part-time basis. And every single new person who's welcome to the group, it seems, in all of Savvy Life and in our little personal group, she has a sweet comment to write on there. It's like, give your energy. Be an energy giver, not an energy taker. Nobody wants to work with an energy taker, and everybody loves an energy giver. Be an energy giver on this team. Write in the chat if you're going to be in Park City. I want you to type Park City or I'll be there or some such upbeat message. On the screen, you will see what it takes currently to get to the top rank in the company. And if you want to set a long-term goal, you'll probably be earning about rough numbers, $1 million a year or more, depending on how many bonus pools you get in and what the total company sales are. If you want to make $1 million a year rock star income, you need to be active, be on Wear and Share, 12 personally sponsored reps, 2 million in total volume. But understand, this is just adding a couple zeros as to what it takes to become executive. You need a few legs who go crazy and get a few legs. You get leaders on top of leaders on top of leaders, and this happens automatically. It says here a max of 20% can come from one leg. So that would be, with some quick math, that would mean you'd have to have 5 personally enrolled legs. I happen to know this is going to change and it's going to only be 3, and you're going to be able to take more like 30% from each leg. But that's what I have my eyes on, and the only way to get to the top in network marketing is to bring your friends with you. You're not looking, for 1 million people yourself. You need 3 to 4 really, really good people, and then just help them do the same. Network marketing is such a brilliant model. If you win, we win. All right, so congrats to all of the new executives, and let's all go after all of our goals. I really would love you to put in the comments if you're going to be going for leader this month. Type in, I'm going leader, I'm going to Park City in the chat. look up, Robert put his link for the hypnosis session at 6. Cliff's there in his place in Columbia, looks very cool. The internet was a little spotty, but we got almost everything you had to say. And anyway, hey everybody, so say goodbye. And thanks a lot. It's a long week, our long call this week. We're not doing any questions and answers. So the recording will be going up. Tag your team, everybody. Let's kick ass this month. Let's go leader, and let's see you in Park City. So thanks and congrats to all our new execs. Bye for now. I'll leave it going. So, and then you can unmute people if you want. How do I stop recording? There it is. All right, everybody. See you later. Recording is